may need to take new vows. Let's keep this up. Here for the violence. I did not know what to expect from you before we met, Lord Ares. But I've found that you have a certain candor others lack. Thank you for always being clear with me.
I must admit, I do not frequently receive such offerings because of my demeanor. Many are so easily unsettled by honesty, by various passions. You seem not to be my kin. Word reached us that you defeated the Titan of Time last night, and we were most impressed. But I was left to wonder whether he experienced the throes of agony before the end. Perhaps he eventually can be dissuaded thus.
More ashes.
Short work.
Hail, sister.
We Silver Sisters were the keepers of the Nocturnal Arms. The blades of Lim and Oro serve Knight's will at your command, but there is more to them.
You're serious? I'm listening. What would you have me do?
At the Silver Pool, invoke the blades with this. I see your threefold shadow with the Phantom Queen. I think you're ready now. It should be good.
I see your threefold shadow with the Phantom Queen. A waking phrase. Thank you for the honor, Artemis. Whose aspect is this, do you know?
A threefold goddess of shadow. But then, aren't we all? Whoever it is, she might be of a different age and place. And yet we share this bond.
I see your threefold shadow with the Phantom Queen. A cutthroat king specially for me. Predictable.
You've met Festus, heard the tales, no doubt. Well, he has a beautiful heart. Surely not just I can see that. Of all my many suitors, he alone has been content to let me be.
Good evening. Your silver light is shared by everyone, though I am far more fortunate as I know you yourself, Sister Selene. I never could have found my strength if not for yours.
I always wished to be dependable. You must feel the same. Though I watched over you, out of necessity we were quite distant as you grew and trained. But now, we Silver Sisters have grown close, as though we are one.
I bid you shine for me again tonight.
The god of war decided that his intervention is required and has granted you some of his violent strength. It may seem difficult to trust in Ares, but his motivations I have found to be quite clear. Your choice?
Together we shine. Where would we be without you, Lord Hermes? You've done so much to prepare us for the rigors we're having to endure. I know your efforts by their nature sometimes go unnoticed, but not by the unseen.
It's been a real pleasure working with you, Em. What are the bright spots in all of this, in fact? I keep my chin up no matter what. Gotta see where I'm going, right? Cheers for making it easy. His blessing on you, Em. Impressive work. Her graces are in very high demand. Much as she likes getting involved in personal affairs, yours surely is a special case.
This is it, my lord. The hidden aspect of Nurgle that I would never have revealed if not for you. Is this some warrior god from a distant land or time? Then perhaps both.
You found me. A frightful night. Cold and dark and everything. You've spoken certain vows, and as the moon is our witness, I too have spoken mine. Now we may clash in earnest, finally.
In earnest? So you have been holding back against me. You said you'd push me to my limits and beyond.
Our limits grow along with us. I know mine well enough by now. Do you know yours? I am eager to find out for myself.
The dark side.
Up my sleeve. See how strong our sisters have become. You've grown. There was a time you never could have stopped me had I used dark side against you thus.
She still held something back.
Another victory.
Into the purse.
Which water-dwelling denizen is she to find?
No escape. Another figment. See that, Golly? Appreciate the help.
Hey there. Hey, some nectar. How thoughtful. I used to mean it when I said it, but there comes a point you get so many gifts you don't know what to say anymore. But you stick to how thoughtful anyway.
In my family, the act of giving is a social custom and a simple show of courtesy, nothing else. It should be thoughtful, as you say, but it can also be reflexive, I suppose.
Huh? I keep on thinking, why is it so many friends can't just be friends? Like, what is wrong with that? They have to make it all romantic and then ruin everything.
Perhaps they're simply striving not to feel alone. We can't always control our feelings, or even tell what's causing them, so they get in the way of what's best for us.
Not for me, but probably for everybody else. Anyway, true friendship's just another type of love. You should be able to go through a rough patch every now and then. More wishes.
Tucked away. Hello, Hellyfish. I've always thought the world beautiful. It's everywhere around us, even in times of strife. And I know that's because of you, Aphrodite. Thank you for helping me perceive it all.
From you, this nectar surely will be sweeter than the rest. So when the clouds begin to darken overhead and I feel my hope begin to wane, I'll drink to us. And I will bounce right back.
Hear me, on my authority. Look upon me. See you in the crossroads? Oh, no. Are you familiar with the Enchantress Circe? She mentioned that she knew you in her youth, though I'm uncertain if you were on friendly terms.
The Enchantress Circe. No, that doesn't ring a bell. The only Circe I knew was the talentless, pathetic little runt of the litter of Helios himself. What has this other Circe got to say?
She gave me the impression you were always rather boisterous, even back then. Perhaps already practicing the kinds of songs you think shall bring you fame.
It's no secret I always knew what I wanted to be, lady. Always knew what I was meant to be. Circe and so many others. All they ever did was get in my way. Same as you. We're Skylar the Sirens!
You may not trust me at my word, O Queen, but with this offering of nectar, you shall find I bear no falsehoods or duplicitous intent. You're not just royalty to me. You're my great aunt, and as glorious as I could have imagined.
You're really serious, aren't you? Look, girl, you don't seem to understand what it's like on this mountain. There is no margin for error here, no room to slip, although perhaps you've had a taste of that sort of pressure for yourself. The Titan Kronos is no father of mine, but your father sprang from him, as did my husband, and Poseidon as well. So, now we're all tied up in this little family affair.
Cerberus, you're free.
Nightmarish Cerberus regains composure and again sets off, perhaps to notify his master that his daughter is nearby.
Whom to upset this time?
My granddaughter.
I truly feel for you, my king. No recourse but to choose a side and suffer the result.
Is this what you want, Ares? Now he's upset. Enough of that.
To the victor of the battle of the ward, and I, in turn, experienced quite the spectacle.
Traitorous wretch.
You and your granny, Demeter, you must have so much catching up to do. Perhaps you even have the power to unfreeze that disapproving scowl I oft fear is permanently set, though I can see she wishes to address you now herself.
Please pay no heed to Aphrodite, Flower. She's more concerned about the contours of my face than doing anything of use. But on the count that we've much catching up to do, she's right.
It's me.
She's back already, Cerberus.
Salutations.
Greetings. I used to have a sense for all the blessings of our kin. Their boons were not permitted in this realm. That sense has dulled. For only now do I detect the influence of Ares here.
Your sense for surface blessings is intact, Father. I met Ares only after all the rest. It seems this war has taken such a turn that he's now helping put a stop to it.
Is that what he told you? The only reason I can think of that my nephew would endeavor to conclude a war is if it meant still greater wars could then be waged instead. Nevertheless, if he is claiming to be on your side, he would not lie outright.
May Nurgle grant this form of Zorafet still greater might.
What are those garish instruments with which you try to cause such harm? Like as not some gadgets that the fates themselves had vainly hoped would put an end to me.
Whether they vainly hoped is yet to be determined. These may not be the arms the gods once used to bring you down, but they'll get the job done just the same. You watch.
Oh, we shall do more than watch, Crediprus and I. This scythe of mine is not merely for cutting short the morning field's wheat, whilst putting back the hound of hell. If you can see yourself. This matters not. So many of my subjects long to face you one-to-one. You expect a show of mercy here? That you would deign to treat me thus. Curse you. And all the gods.
For Hypnos. I can use this.
Having resolved her family's blood feud, now the princess has scarce anything to do, except to call this one a night, and on the next, give the rekindled blood feud yet another go.
Return to Shadow now? Hey, Artemis. Haven't heard our old song in a while, have you? I'll enjoy it while she's here.
Hey, so...
jar I mentioned, filled with all the bad stuff? I opened it. I wanted to know what was inside. And it went whoosh. I let just about everything out into the world, into our lives.
What? Why would you have done a thing like that? How did you even come across this jar?
It was a wedding gift from the Olympians. Prometheus, whom I remember now, interesting guy. He had a hunky brother, and we sorta hit it off.
So the gods wanted you to have a jar full of terrible things. That seems an odd sort of present to give to... Who even were you?
Just some woman. But there weren't too many of us then, and I don't think the gods liked Prometheus much. So, anyway, the next time any mortal stubs their toe, pays taxes, gets the sweats, anything like that, it's on me.
Even if what you say is true, you make it sound as though you'd no intention to do it. So it's not your fault.
The thing is, I did do it. So it is my fault. I'm gonna go.
Dora?
Once again. Kronos fell to you once more. That much I heard. It's an impressive feat, although you mean to bring him death, yet he is deathless. This seems to be a paradox.
That's right. Mortal death is not the end, but mortals often think it is. When we say death to Kronos, we mean it in that absolute way, as impossible as it may seem.
So then, to vanquish him must be at least a step toward that end. What shall become of everything if you succeed and time is truly killed? A world without time.
A world without ruin and decay. Our world existed before time, and can exist without.
Another paradox, yet one that must be true. A god who longs for dealing death with Zorafet. Why?
The sonorous voice of the goddess of the hunt fills the clearing like a ray of moonlight, stirring the eternal souls of shades that there reside.
She's not bad, is she?
Malinois.
To find your refuge here, be welcome here and safe. The Silver Sisters wait. Moonlight guide you home tonight in shadow.
That was nice.
I see that look, and know you must be going through a lot, Malinois. But don't forget what we decided here.
We leave our worries at the threshold to this little clearing, yes. Though, don't you ever slip? Catch your mind drifting back to your concerns?
That's what the song is for. It doesn't make our troubles go away. It's so we can face them as best we can.
Thanks for the suggestion, ma'am, but I'll be sticking around as long as I want. Last I checked, you can't do anything about that, right?
You are correct, Eris. I cannot stop you from going where you please. But I can make your life profoundly difficult in ways you cannot possibly begin to imagine. I refrain only for the vow I made to your mother.
You can't intimidate me. Nyx tried before, and look where that got her.
Got him again? What's with that throne conspicuously near my post? Just a temptation. Never once seen you sit down on the job. You ever seen me?
No, it's just... I thought perhaps you'd like the option there at least. Nothing in excess, right? And you do have to stand an awful lot.
My rules, not yours. I start sitting down, won't want to get back up. Especially wearing all this. Besides, half the point of guard duty is having to stay standing the whole time.
The throne could go away if you prefer.
Just leave it there for now.
Excellent stuff. It's swarming season for the hellyfish in Oceanus, as you may have seen. Should you run into them, advice is not to bother much with smaller ones, but get the biggest one.
I'd rather not bother with any of them and all their stinging. How long do swarming seasons typically go on?
Well, a season is a bit of a misnomer, as the current season started back when I was just a lad. But the good news is you get accustomed to the stinging after a while.
Wonderful. Come along. Should try the silver pool. Lim and Oros, I see your threefold shadow with the Phantom Queen. The hidden aspect of the Morrigan. Grant me the aspect of the Morrigan.
Wait, who the what now? The Slayer of Titans returns.